Steve, the pit crew team, eating cheese. Let's do it. Okay, so as you can see, today's video requires wheels coming off, and these calipers are sexy, so Steve's going to clean them for me. And what we're doing today is, bang, oh no, I want to get logo, Rally Flapz hat. Yes, you look fit. We got instructions, we got brackets, we got woolly hats for winter. That sticker looks pretty cool, can he lie?
That's when you crack your arches.
That's when you crack the arches. And here we have, they are called Kalan. It's a bit. There's two different materials. There's Kalan flaps, and then there's another like type of material. These are the better type by Rally Flapz. So we're gonna unbox them. I could have either got a white or a blue logo. I went for white simply because I've already got enough blue, and I want to sort of break it up a bit. Whether I regret that or not, I don't know. But live unboxing. Oh no, it's not a live unboxing. Right.
Like a bin bag over it. Another set of instructions, in case you lose the first set.
Yeah, backup instructions, broski.
This one done. Oh, it does have a paper clip.
Alright, let's get into this bit. This is the good bit. You're going to have to unbox it. I can't do it one-handed. Yeah, very neat and tidy that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there's another camo. That's pretty cool.
Cracked arch flap.
Cracked arch flap. Here we go. Here we go. I'm excited. Oh. Oh, they look cool. Look at these flaps, boy.
Got a logo on them.
Yeah, boy. I'll see. I went for the white because I think it just looks a bit cleaner, but the material itself feels pretty cool. So this would be the back left one. So it will go like that, and I think it just gives it a more of a rally look. Obviously, that's what they call Rally Flapz. Duh. But I've never had my flaps before. I was going to do it on my Fiesta and never bothered. They are big boys, but I think they tuck in a lot, so they're not going to be poking out. But look how wide my arch is, so it's going to be like that.
No, it's this one. This one goes in there, doesn't it? Look.
Yeah, that one goes in there. Look. Look at that. No mud, keeping my girl clean.
Not like you can stone ship cars anyway.
Well, you can stone ship them anyway. So yeah.
The car's always behind.
Anyway. We're going to get into this. There's like instruction manuals. I've read it briefly this morning, and it did look like the fronts look easy enough. The rears look like they might be a bit difficult, but we'll get to that anyway. So I'm just going to unpack everything and work out where to start.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
First things first, the picture one says there's 1, 2, 3 plastic fittings in there, so you just got to pop them out pretty much. So you can get some play behind it, because obviously the mud flap on the front's going to tuck in, and then we're just going to go through the paperwork one by one. Look at that tan line as well, that's quite bad. But yeah, look, head tech Stephen here. Look at that.
So what's it, 1, 2, where's the third one? Is that supposed
to be the
third
middle?
One?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a different type of clip, don't it? But you got it, boy. Look at that Halford skip. Don't lose my clips.
I hate these clips, because when you move them, they always ping off somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
There's always one that doesn't come off as well.
Secret Life of Stefan. So that is Secret Life of Stefan. Just a good. I hope this was the right size drill bit because we didn't check.
We'll find out later.
Drill once, check twice after. Let's explain how we've worked this out. So it's pretty much like a spacer method with nuts and washers.
Yeah, it is explained here, but not quite well. So basically, so the bolt is going to act as a spacer, because if you look inside your arch, there is a space down. Yeah. So obviously it can't bolt on flat.
Yeah, we had to drill that out there, by the way.
Yeah. So this is acting as a spacer method. So there'll be another washer and another bolt on to make it tight through that space.
Yeah, so that in there has got 2 nuts and 2 washers, and you put obviously a nut that side of washer and I believe a nut that side of washer. So where we put that L-shaped bracket here to line up, two will line up, and then try to get the brightness on it. One won't, and the one that doesn't have a hole is where you drill the hole, and that's the one where you do the method for it, because there's a gap about 1 inch big in between this. So you've got play there, and obviously you've got a gap here, which you're going to close up with the nut and washers so the flap doesn't just hang off and fall off. So it does make sense, but it's sort of just piecing the puzzle together and seeing it for yourself. Just reading it from the instruction manual, it's not the easiest way to get around it, but when you just hold it up and measure it, it's like, oh right, that goes there because of that, and you get fitting supplied, so you can't really go too wrong. So I'm not too sure of how much you could have really seen of that, because we sort of just lying down and I was doing the 10mm behind the bracket, and it went on pretty easy. It probably took us about 15 minutes to get the first one on, but as you can see the brightness, it's very hard to film this. But so there is a 10mm there, and then the rest is just push kits that they supply to put back in, but they all went in pretty much easy. It's all lined up. We've got a bit of pokage, and then you've got the Radio Flapz logo down there. So they went on pretty easy, and I can't see how you could get it on wrong, because literally 3 bracket holes and you can't not put it in the right hole, like it can't not line up. So hopefully it should be right, because I've seen something with mud flaps where you see them driving down a road and they're like proper just cambered the wrong way and just a bit on the wonk, and it looks a bit garbage. So I'm trying to make sure we don't do that. This is the very easy rear bracket that we've got to try and work out. It's like an octopus out of metal. It's
a bit mad. I mean,
you got to fold it. It seems very technical, but
it's quite precise as well. Bend around 70 degrees.
Have you got one of them? Is it a circumference?
No.
We need one of them, think.
No, I'll just wing it.
We'll wing it. It seems like it can only fold that way, so it's like Jenga with metal.
We'll see how easy it is. Yeah. Probably not, but we'll find out.
If not, there's always cable ties and glue. We're now tackling the rear of it. So you're going to take the arch liner out, we'll get it to flap first. It's just like 2 T30, 225. Torque bits at the back. We're still trying to work out how this bracket folds. We'll sort of just put all the stuff in separate piles so we know which goes where, and then we're just folding it to the directions, but it's a bit confusing. So I'm going to get this out and just sort of line it up like we did on the front one. It's easier to see it when you're holding it against it, to see sort of how things actually line up from your point of view instead of just looking at a piece of paper. So let's get it. So this rear one was very confusing. We'll sort of show you more when we get to the other side, but that one's on now, and we're just trying to, there's a way to like tweak it to line up, so we're pretty sure that's straight now because obviously it's in the air, so we're going to flatten it out.
That's what the bracket looks like.
That's what the bracket looks like. Yes, it's a bit much. And then there's another bit of the bracket. It says just a cable tie something, but then it says like a page after that you put another thing through.
Yeah, a page after it says to use that to support.
Yeah, they upgraded it, but they just sort of came onto it.
We'll show you when we get to the next side.
Yeah, that side we'll show you that one. We won't show you the front next side, but I'll probably time lapse it and then just show you a bit more what we mean with the bracket situation on the rear. But we're gonna put the tyre wheels back on, but I'm gonna put my Cup 2s on the rear because I want to save them, and put my Super Sports on the front. So we're gonna swap the front to the rear. So I need to get my tracking that done anyway, so it's not too much. And then we're going to just make sure there's no rubbing, because I'm a bit worried about when putting the brackets on that, is it going to rub when I'm unlocking that? So check that, and also just check that they're straight and look good, because obviously we don't want them looking on the piss and stuff. So it should be all good, and then we'll throw the other side on. But now we know how to do this side, the next side should be a lot easier because we know how to line everything up and just put it straight on. So fingers crossed, should all go to plan. The thick meats are back on, and happy to say we're straight, boy. They look good. So obviously that's with and that's without. I think it looks a lot better. I'm glad I went for the white as well. I just felt like the blue was getting a bit too much because I had blue badges, blue blah blah blah. So it sort of breaks it up a bit. I think I prefer the front look to the rear, to be honest, because it just gives it that edge on the car. It's more of like, yeah, I'm Ken Block, bro. Like, it's legit. Professional torque barist right now. We've sort of just got nuts and bolts everywhere. Yeah, it's a torque bar. It's like one is a certain amount of torque. So yeah, them wheels are back on now, and then we're gonna just rip through the other side. Hopefully, should be quick and easy. I've now jinxed myself, definitely. Come on, Steve, what's wrong?
Does the face not explain it? I mean, look at that.
It's a rally car, that's why we're putting rally flaps on it. To rally.
Look at that bit there. That's solid mud.
Mate, if you build it, they will come. I think that's what they say. I go through fields.
Disgusting.
Absolutely disgusting.
No swearing, Tommy. You almost swore.
That's why I said that. I blanked it.
Still deep.
Bleep. Absolutely bleeping disgusting. She's good though. She's good. Look, we've only got one left. That one was like 1 minute.
Yeah, that one was very quick.
So now we're just gonna do this one and we're done. Let's explain this rear bracket that doesn't make much sense.
Right, so this rear bracket looks a bit complicated.
It's not as complicated when you measure it
I
out.
had to think that through there a second. Right, so basically, this bit here, see the angled bit, this goes in here and there's two bolts there, bolt holes where it goes through. So you need to drill a hole there and then it sort of bolts.
And then you put the little spike behind it, didn't you?
Sort of like that. And then you don't really worry about this one because this one, I originally thought that this bolt hole would go through
The arch,
somewhere
but
around
it's
here,
literally
but
just
it
for the
doesn't.
actual clips of the bracket. You just push these through.
And then the other clip, which I'll get you, one sec.
He's not very organised, boys. I can't lie to you. But I'm tired.
This part here, this is the reinforced bit, which is a bit contradicted because this goes through. There's another hole there.
And you bend it, didn't you?
Another hole there, which you bend through there, you bend it up, and then it bolts onto this bit here. But this bit here is the bit where it said put cable tie through here and here, and obviously when there's a bolt in it, it can't. So, yeah.
Basically, we'll show you when we've actually bolted it on, and then just show you how it sits before you actually just clip the mud flap in. The mud flap putting on is easy. It's just bending the bracket to the right angle and then lining it up to the correct hole is a bit fiddly. But once you like sort of see where the holes are lining, it sorts it out for you. But when you're just there looking at you, it's like, oh, I was reading the instructions and I was just getting a headache.
Yeah, the instructions aren't that clear.
Yeah, they're not the best, but that's why we're here. 18. Okay, now we're going to try and describe how we've done this. What's going on here?
Basically, this is the bracket.
Oh, I sat on the drill. Right, let's push that out the way.
Right, so this is the bracket. In here, you've got a new screw here. Yeah. Which is self-tapper, which goes into the hole I showed you, which you had to drill through.
Yeah, the one you had to drill to put the spark back off.
And then you've got the upper one, which basically just goes in where it was, but instead you've got this in the way to clamp it in. And then that basically holds this part on. And then down here, you've got this other bracket, which goes over where an original bolt was. Yeah.
That's where we're gonna put the plastic screw through with the nut on the back. Instead of doing the cable tie method, you put it through there to hold it more sturdy.
Well, the thing is, it says to put a cable tie on the page before through here.
But I think they changed it when they upgraded to that extra bracket.
And I think they've put a new page in to say about this
that's more sturdy. Like and that's the bit when you put the bolt through there, because the rest of these just push through the clips, but that one's sort of where you can tweak to make sure it is sitting level.
On these bolts here, so
yeah, they're like
plasticky, and then you obviously use a washer as well.
Yeah, and then you've got these ones for the rest, but they're the ones which sort of help you tweak to make sure they are sitting straight, like we've got on the other one here. Because the last thing you want, you see so many cars that shows them just on Instagram, and the mud flaps and that are just all tilted, and it just doesn't look that great, to be honest. So I want to make sure they are just sitting as they should. It's worth going the extra mile to make sure they sit perfect. And then we'll hopefully get some little photo shoot done of the beast. Well, it's not beast no more, it's not us. And you hate the word beast for ST, don't you?
No, yeah, I just don't like it when people refer to their... It's when it says beast and the ST's in capital, it's just like...
No.
Oh, God.
Yours are like, arr, like a pirate.
No.
So that is going to be it for the install today. They came up really well. They're all sitting flat, which I'm obviously very happy about. Everything, all the fitment and stuff in the brackets work fine. So more than happy with the outcome of the car. It looks a lot better. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, because it's very much a love-hate thing with my Flapz, but I like it. It's more of an aggressive look. It just gives it more, gives it something else to it, a bit more flair to the side of the car. So if you're actually interested in getting some of these for yourself, I'm going to leave a link, top link in the description to the Ready Flapz website. So if you want to grab some, I highly recommend you do. That I can't fault them in any way, to be honest. It wasn't too hard after you got round it, and they fit well, they look sick, and I guess time's really going to tell with these of how good they are, because if they fall off or start splitting or something like that, that's how you know they're not very good. But for now, they look sick, and these were the better material one between the two, so I recommend you get these over the other ones. So with that being said, smash a like, comment what you want to see next for the RS, hit the subscribe button down below, and sign up to the Patreon. See you boys next one. Peace.